Okay. Hello, shooters, loaders, and casters. Welcome to the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday Night live stream. We were supposed to have an intro right there, and I totally messed that up. So, welcome. Uh, we do have new music, by the way. Welcome. Uh, we do have new music, by the way. Is that me?
Who's that?
I don't know. Not me.
So, anyway, uh, Hillbilly just got called to go help unload some lumber. He'll be back in about half an hour or so. Hey, Artac, uh, Big Al, I got my present from you. Thank you so much. I'm tickled pink, brother. I am. I am. I've been showing it off to the guys. You know, it's a crying shame you can't show a gun anymore.
Isn't that awful?
Yeah, we want to thank all y'all for being out here already. And Walter's got to leave early. Mark with a C will be in a few minutes. He's finishing up dinner. So I hope everybody had a good week. CW, how'd your week go, brother?
It was an interesting week. Got a couple of things done. Got a couple more videos done. Only got to the range once. Got to the gun store a couple times. So that's about it. Pretty normal week. How about you, Scotsman? How was your week?
Not too bad. Fairly busy at work, which is good. Always good when work gets busy because that means I'm making money. So, good thing there. Good to be here. Good to see everyone. And finally have some new internet. So, hopefully, we don't have any issues. And looking forward to tonight. So, good to see everyone. Waller, what's up, bud?
Oh, good week out here on the left side too. I had the opportunity to go spend some time with friends this week and get outside, and I got some casting done. That Free the Few program that we're doing over on the Rumble channel to get rid of a bunch of partial containers of cast bullets has run its course pretty much. So it's time to get back to casting. So we got a casting video up on Rumble this week, and going to do more of that. And I got some loading done today with the fruit of that particular exercise. We'll go shoot that stuff come Monday. And what else going on? Yeah, a couple other videos in the works. Some stuff happening. Been messing around with my rimfire stuff. I hadn't done any rimfire for a long, long time. And so that guy over there cost me all kinds of money this year. And hey, it's only money and it's fun. It ain't cheap. It's cheaper to go cast bullets for and shoot, real guns instead of buying 22 ammo. But it's fun. So yeah, good stuff here at Casa de Viejo. Gene, are you blowing that smoke?
Always blowing the smoke. Let's see. Thanks for having me on. It's good to be back. A little under the weather. Starting to feel a little better now. I've been off work at the shop all week long, so I've been doing my side gig. I've been doing the tattooing. So that's been a lot of fun. Got a job offer in Columbus, Ohio at a tattoo studio. I went over to see a friend of mine who works there, and the owner says, "Hey, Gene, you're not working in the shop." I said, "No." Oh, let me think about it. But been doing okay. Got to the range, done some shooting, made some videos. Got a bunch of reloading done thanks to that new Lee 6-pack. That press, once you dial a couple things in, thunk, thunk, thunk.
That's
thunk.
good to hear. Yeah.
It's wonderful, man. Minimal problems, minimal. And if you do have a problem, it's usually your problem. It's not the press, it's something you're doing. Always remember, folks, on a progressive, one complete stroke, never half stroke it.
Right.
You want to get the job done, you got to fully stroke it. The press. Walter, don't think like that. But good to be on. We've got some great topics tonight. I got something really, really cool to share for What's Hot Pot Got. So with that being said, Jamie, take us on.
Hey man, thanks for being here. We really missed you last week. I think everybody's come to expect a What's Hot Pot Got segment. We appreciate you doing that.
I love
Thank
doing
all you guys for being on the panel, and I'm impressed with that. I'm talking about. Check out that picture, guys. I mean,
Even his beard looks better, doesn't it?
well, you can actually see where his beard stops and his shirt starts.
Yeah.
I think I can step out on a limb here and make a comment on my brother Scotsman's shirt. That is not an advertisement for a holster company.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
This is from Frag Out Apparel. This is our good brother over there at Frag Out. So trust me, it's not a we the people holsters. No, we don't do that over here.
Right. I bought one.
Me too.
One.
Yeah,
I threw mine away.
I was not impressed with them whatsoever.
I just threw mine in the trash.
I'm thinking about shooting mine because, I mean, we all need targets. And interactive targets are so fun. It's just really fun to see stuff go boom.
I didn't even buy one. So I went on their website before, and this has probably been a couple of years now. But I went on their website, started trying to find something for a particular firearm at the time, and within 5 minutes, my email was just blowing up. And I'm like, I'm done. Done.
So I think that it's safe to say that we are not sponsored by anyone, especially that particular holster company. If they would come out with some leather stuff, we'd be open to accepting one for a review if they can take an honest review.
Yeah.
That's the big thing, man, with any of these companies anymore. And that's why I don't do a ton of reviews, is because anytime someone reaches out and says, hey, can you do this? Absolutely, but it's going to be an honest review. If it's POS, I'm going to tell you it's POS, and then I never hear from them again.
Yeah. I did a craft holster review, and I think I messed up. Y'all tell me if I did right or wrong. There's a section when you're editing your video before you post it, where you can click a box that says this includes a paid promotion, and I clicked that box on that particular video. It's not that they paid me any money for that to review their product. It's that they sent me the product for free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I felt like that I probably should, and in the interest of transparency, click that box so that everybody will get that message that said it includes a paid promotion. It wasn't really a paid promotion. They just sent me the holster for free to do a review on.
Yeah, well, paid promotion, when you read it, it states that if you accepted money or an item, that you click that. And most of the time, when the paid promotion comes up, if you hit that, it'll take you to the product.
For real?
Yeah.
Cool. But I really like that cowboy rig, but we'll have to do another review in 6 months and then another one in a year, because I'm planning on putting that thing through some paces there before too long.
They did a really nice job with it, man. I got mine, and it's awesome, dude. They did a really nice job.
It's an impressive looking outfit. But they do not sell a Western cross-draw holster. That's one thing I wish I could buy from them. But I will say this, that them sending me that and me doing that review video has it made me buy the next time I was looking for a holster for a different gun. I did look at them first and wound up buying from them. And, so there's that. So are we ready to get to our first topic? And we'll stop in about 15 minutes and go through the side chat when everybody gets in here. Big Al says I should send him a bill with a late fee. So tonight we want to talk a little bit about competition shooting, and as we talked about last week, I think what we're going to do is start doing a kind of a series on Georgia Shooting Connection live streams about the different disciplines of competition shooting, and I think I hope all y'all would be interested in that. And, Willie Marino says he got a crossbreed, and maybe we need to get Daniel on here to talk about some of the competition shooting he does and tell us about what he does. But tonight we're going to talk mainly about USPSA tonight, and uh, we'll do cowboy shooting eventually. 6-shooter Texan, would you be interested in coming and talking about cowboy action shooting when we get to that point? And I still got to call you, man. I got 2 weeks till my first full match, and I need to. I got to build me one of those carts like he built. Y'all saw the videos. I got to build one of those. I think I can. Y'all don't tell him, but I think I can con Ricky Baird into making him one of those. He's redoing a house. He's got all this extra lumber laying around that he's doing nothing with. 6-shooter said, "You bet. I can't wait to have you on, buddy. That's going to be awesome."
That'd be great. You betcha.
And so let's start with CW. What do you know about USPSA, man?
Not a lot. I haven't. That's one I haven't shot.
Well, we do have a video of Gene shooting a USPSA match. You let me know when you're ready, and you just go ahead and start talking about it, Gene.
USPSA is United States Practical Shooting Association. It's a branch off of World IPSC, International Pistol Shooting Corporation, or whatever they call it. It's the European side of it, so I'm not real familiar with IPSC, just USPSA. But I do know they are actually starting to join themselves together more in the United States. So USPSA is based on target placement and time on shooting a closed course or what we call a stage. So it's set up in short, medium, and long courses. And you also have what they call speed shoots, which is stationary shooting at targets. You have Virginia count, and then you have Comstock count. Virginia count is a specific amount of rounds per target, not over, no more, no less. And Comstock is run as many as you can run out of your magazines. There's a run and gun. Just keep changing magazines. Shoot everything in sight. It's a lot of fun. It goes from entry skill levels at local matches, all the way to world shoots, which they classify to be like level 5. So far I've shot club matches, which are level 1. I've shot level 2s and I've shot level 3s. Coming up, I have 2 level 3 shoots coming up, one the end of this month and one again in August. End of this month is Carry Optics Nationals with USPSA, and the one in August is the Area 5, which is, it's broken down into areas. I believe there's 8 areas across the United States, and I happen to be in Area 5, which covers Ohio, Pennsylvania, Michigan, I believe Kentucky. but it's a lot of fun. Anybody can come out and try it. You do not have to be Mr. Speedo. We have a gentleman that I shoot with over in Indiana that is an ex-Army professional marksman, and he uses a walker. So it's about the fun of it. You can get to the competitive side, but if you just want to come out and have fun on a weekend and do some shooting with like-minded shooters, your physical attributes or disabilities or abilities have no bearing on it because everybody works with you. I shoot with another gentleman that is an amputee, both legs from the knees down, and he shoots in a wheelchair, and it is accommodated. So it's a really, really fun sport. I suggest everybody try some type of shooting sport. If you're into firearms, it will increase your knowledge of firearms by being around other firearms that are being used, as well as your proficiency. And if you conceal carry or play with firearms, firearms rules and safety and proficiency is utmost importance.
I'll just say something about that, and I thank all you guys on the panel and most of you that shot any kind of competitions at all in the side chat will agree that I've been to one cowboy action shooting match. I shot one stage and I did not finish. My shotgun locked up on the very last shot. Hey, Kyle Lusk. But the thing that struck me was the friendliness of the people. The folks that are there and the folks that are participating are just the nicest folks that you'd ever meet. And so, yeah, you get to meet new folks, you get to make new friends, and it's an awesome thing.
Well, and the good thing is you find that in any competition you go to. So even though it's a competition, people want you to be there. They want you to get involved. And, the media and many others out there will have you believe that we are the worst fucking people on earth. Excuse my language. But then you get to the competition side of things and you go out there and everyone is welcoming you. They're bringing you in. Hey, you can borrow this. Hey, you can borrow that. You can do this. You can do that. They walk you through everything you're doing while you're there. They want you to be there. They need that because we got to keep on growing the sport. So when it comes to that, it's people really need to pay attention to really what's going on because too many folks pay attention to the media and what's going on that side of things versus what's actually happening when it comes to the sports side of it and even in the hunting side of it. It's portrayed the wrong way as well. So when you actually pay attention, the people out there are some of the best people you'll ever meet.
Yeah, we have shooters at the events from ages 8 to 80 of all skill levels. We go into what we call squads, and they put so many people per squad, and then you shoot the stages in order, and every squad moves down as they shoot. It's just a lot of fun. Like Scotsman said, the camaraderie is amazing. I broke an extractor at an event. My gun was down. Another gentleman came over and gave me another gun like mine, another P320, and said, "Take out what you need to use. Have fun." I'm like,
Nice.
"Dude, I can't take your gun apart, man." He's like, "No, it's okay. It's all right. Just put it back together when you're done and give my gun back." And I didn't know the guy from Adam. I did not know who it was, but he watched it happen, and then went to his car, got his spare gun, and brought it to me. People are amazing.
Yeah,
that's needed in life. If people would treat each other that way in everyday general life, man, it'd be a nirvana.
it'd be a better world, wouldn't it?
It would.
Walks Fletcher's comment here. I used to carry a complete second outfit to every cowboy match to loan out the new shooters. But when me and Ricky Baird pulled up, nobody knew us from Adam, and there wasn't a whole lot of folks there. And turned out the reason they weren't was because the same weekend that we were at that match, they were having the Georgia State match somewhere down around Macon, I think. But anyway, before I pulled out my equipment, they thought I was there and didn't have anything, and they were fighting over who was going to let me use their stuff.
Really? Isn't that something?
Yeah, they insisted that I shoot a stage, whether I had any guns or not, whether I'd paid the entry fee or not, and that's what I'm talking about. You just and Six Shooter Texan said earlier about how his wife's really enjoying the new friends they make. The thing about cowboy shooting is, and we're going to look at this video here in a minute, is there's as many, like there's a lot of ladies that shoot that. And I think as we go through this series, you guys are going to find out that there's some discipline of competition shooting out there that that anybody, no matter your physical conditions or your physical ailments, you can participate in and have a fun time. And you don't have to go to every single event that they have either. You can kind of pick and choose that. You did that for quite a while, didn't you, Gene?
Yeah, I picked and choose for quite a while until I finally decided on one. I tried Steel Challenge, IDPA, 3-gun, 2-gun, USPSA, and I finally settled on USPSA. I still like I still like going to the other events once in a while. Like you said, you don't have to go to all. I'll shoot a few IDPAs a year just to go because it's my local club and I get to see a lot of friends and hang out. And like you said, you make a lot of friends very quickly. So after a while, the way we do it on the squads, you have to register for the event through practice score and then you squad. Well, it ends up after a while, it's all the same people on the squads at each place you shoot. So you get to see this group at this range. You get to see this group at this range. Almost guaranteed to see the same people at the different places. It's really neat.
Can you believe Hasbro would say that, Walter?
Oh yeah, it's Hasbro. We expect it from the likes of Hasbro.
And Big Al says he bought a new Vaquero 357. And
That's a pretty gun too, boy. I tell you, that thing was spit shine.
yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Too shiny for me, though. I guarantee you that. And he says his wife has no idea he bought it. He's never given her the combination to his safe. So if you want to blackmail Big Al, all you got to do is threaten to tell your wife.
Yeah, Rich B out there. We're going to continue with this series. This week we're doing USPSA, and then we'll get to the Steel Challenge part. But a brief on Steel Challenges: there's no running around. It's stationary shooting at steel plates. And there are specific rules and orders you have to go when you're shooting that. But if you're physically disabled and you're in a wheelchair or you can't stand up for very long or anything like that, as long as you can safely hold that pistol or rifle and shoot those targets, you're welcome to come.
I think we got Lever Guns 50 out there, and we'll go through the side chat here in just a few minutes. Papa's Place wants to know the difference between a Vaquero and a Black Hawk.
Sights.
A Vaquero is mostly it's Ruger's version of a single action Army Colt, but it has fixed sights, and a Black Hawk has adjustable rear sights, and it's not exactly like a cowboy gun, wouldn't you say, CW?
Yeah,
Yep.
hammer's different. Trigger's a little different.
Yep. Basically, it's adjustable sights where the other one isn't. Other than that, it's pretty similar.
So Hasbro's getting on a plane. I hope he's coming to Georgia and gives me a call before he goes back home. Good to see Lever Guns 50 out there, and hope Hasbro has a safe trip.
There's someone we should have on sometime too, man. We should get Lever Guns 50 on.
He's been on before, but he's always welcome. I've been down to see him. I took Willie down there to meet him.
Right.
He's a fine fella. He took us to a restaurant to eat. Enjoyed spending some time with him. I'd go back to see him anytime I could too.
Right. I remember you guys went there. I missed out on that one, but I remember you guys went there.
Well, what do you say we look at this video? Let's see if I can do this. Of Gene, and I think there's a few clips of Ms. Hotshot in there, isn't there?
There might be.
Let's do this. And
Yeah,
do,
before you do that, for USPSA, like Jamie wears like the Western gear. For USPSA, we wear competition shirts with our sponsors on it. And they're all custom made shirts. Got a few sponsors on there. And I've got a collection of these hanging over here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them I can wear. This is my newest one. I like it.
there's Rollis Carvelis. Welcome in, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's look. You ready to look at this?
Yeah.
See how smooth I can do this. Probably not very.
I love my intro.
It is cool.
Great, ready. Are you ready? Stand by. You're ready? Stand by. Nice job. Move.
We had hundreds of people join the USCCA
Nope.
yesterday. Well, I'm here in our fulfillment center trying to help pack up some of the care.
All right.
Pretty cool.
That looked fun.
It's a lot different seeing it again, like from this, you know. I mean, I shoot it and I make the videos and I put them up, and I don't really watch them too much again after that. But that was really weird to watch that. But yes, it just goes to prove Ms. Hotshot goes out and shoots almost every event with me.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So all I would say about that video is Miss Hotshot probably needs to get her a new cameraman.
You volunteering?
No.
Well,
All right.
when you're filming it, you know, you have to watch for the ROs. And
Yeah.
oh, by the way, I know most people already know, but I got my official RO card. I passed my test.
Oh, nice.
It was hard, but I got to read the entire rule book, every rule and sub rule to pass the test. But I got it. So I got my RO card. So hopefully I'll be helping work in some matches and contributing some more of myself to the sport.
Very cool. So we'll take a quick break and welcome in Hillbilly and Mark. I hope y'all had a good week. Mark, did you have a good week, man?
Oh, I sure did. It was the last week of school. Summer vacation. Woo! Yeah, the kids were really good. We had a couple last days of not really doing work, just hanging out and being social. And the last 2 days with just teachers. I watched a couple of my friends retire, the people that were there when I started 21 years ago. So I'm getting down to being one of the last couple of 5 or 6 in the building that are still there from that long ago. But, bittersweet. Good to see them going off to good things. And I gotta hang around for a little bit longer. But beautiful weather here. Looking forward to a great summer. We got lots of things coming up, so we'll be having a good time. Thanks for having me this evening.
Well, thanks for being here, brother. Mr. Hillbilly, how was your week?
Hey, buddy. Mark, you guys must be a lot smarter than us because our school done ended like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So
I don't know if that makes us smarter.
Around here gets as soon as I think legally possible. Really good week. Thanks for having me on. Sorry I'm late. I just slid in here. We're going to build a covered deck. We're going to start it in the morning. I thought lumber was supposed to be delivered early in the morning, and I got a call and said it's being delivered this evening late. So I had to run, help unload that lumber, but I made it back. I'm still out of breath. Been a great week, though. Thanks for having me on, guys. I want to say hi to everybody on the panel and outside chat.
Well, thanks for being here, and we don't mean to run you out of breath, but I think it's time that we run down the side chat. And Mr. Walter, would USPSA be okay for everybody to type in?
Absolutely. That's exactly what I had in mind.
Cool. And of course, Walter's first, and of course, the StreamYard comments up arrow still does not work, but I got a mouse, so let's scroll back up here.
Yeah,
It
they're
took
off
me
the
to
page already.
figure out how to spell that.
What, mouse or USPSA?
USPSA. I looked it up real quick.
Okay, let me see if I can find the beginning of this mess. It was good to see Miss Hotshot out there shooting. I'm telling you what. So we got Walters on the panel, and in the side chat, AR Patriot 1776 is out there. Welcome in, brother. We got CW Longshots on the panel, and the side chat. Big Al's out there. Trees are blowing videos is out there. Walks Fletcher is out there. Ricky Baird, 6-shooter Texan. Mark Thomas just joined us. Duffer 426, Rollis Carvelis, Walks Fletcher, Artak and Daughters, Kyle, the Scottish American, is on the panel and on the side chat in the panel. Whatever. He's here with beautiful new wall to wall Wi Fi. So, and we also have Hillbilly Up out there, Ozzy Osbourne, Corners and Doors. There's Wes, Dwayne 7834, Papa's Place, Rich B, Ron 2A Matters, Mark Thomas, Willie Marino, Daniel, God is my judge, AR Patriot, Edward Petty, Mock MCK is out there, Ms. Hotshot's out there, and let's see. I think that's all. There's Brownworks. Welcome in, Mark from Brownworks.
Hey, Mark.
And
buddy.
I think that's all. I know we got more people watching than that. So it's good to see Brownworks out there. We need to have him on to show off some of his wares with us one night. All right, so we finished that. We talked a little bit about USPSA. And anything else we need to add about USPSA?
Not that I can think of, except for join Practice Score. Get on there, make an account, and if you're interested in matches, you can look on there for matches in your area, and it will list USPSA as well as other forms of matches.
Yeah, they have Cowboy, IDPA, all of that.
Yes.
The number one thing I would say is if you guys are out there and you're thinking about doing a match, you're thinking about getting out there and shooting, stop thinking about it. Just do it. Because when you get out there, again, guys, people will help you. They'll walk you through the process. They'll help you with the stages. They'll walk you through everything that you need to know. And you'll learn the rules as you go. So don't make it a consideration. Make it something you go do.
And everybody when you start coming to events, they'll ask, are there any new shooters here? And if you're a new shooter, you raise your hand. The range master will take you over and tell you that some of the quick ins and outs of everything. And if you need help during a shoot, the ROs are allowed to help you if you're a new shooter and instruct you on what to do and when to do it to help you be safe and to learn the rules about the shooting that you're doing, whatever style it is.
Hey, Papa's Place, Les had a question quite a while back. What's the difference between a Vaquero and a Blackhawk? I don't know that anybody got to answer that one.
We did.
Oh, we did? Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Do you have a Vaquero, Mark?
No, I have a.
You got Blackhawks.
I have Blackhawks, and I have the. It's not Pieta. I can't remember the name.
Uberti.
Uberti. That's it. Thank you. I have the Uberti copy, the 45 gold.
Yeah.
So that's. Oh, we got a sighting.
Oh boy!
Oh,
Thought my eyes were burning. Are we ready?
Count us.
In 3, 2, 1. Hey! I am Mario.
West Coast weirdo.
The West Coast weirdo. The battle being his own self is amongst us.
Okay, let me see if I can do this. I'm probably going to get in trouble. Here we go. This is a Ruger Blackhawk, and the points that I would point out about this gun is the sights there on the rear are adjustable, and it is a single action. But I wouldn't go so far as to call it a single action Army clone because of the shape of the top strap on the receiver on the frame here, because of the up swoop there that allows you to have the adjustable rear sight.
And it's a bit heavier to allow for heavier loads.
Yeah.
Hey, Jamie,
So,
can I add, since you had that picture up there? If you are in a double action and not single action, you can get the Red Hawk that by Rigger. That's pretty much the same thing.
pretty much, except for its double action, but
Yeah.
we're more into the when it comes to double action, I'm more into the
586.
Smith and Wessons, the 586 and 29s and stuff like that. And I still gotta get myself more familiar with the models on the Smith and Wessons.
Well,
And,
good luck with that, man, because there's so many.
As long as
list
they're
is huge.
As long as they got a long barrel and shiny, I don't care what the model is.
Okay. Let's do this. And this, this, and this. This is a Ruger Vaquero. And it doesn't have to be stainless steel. They do come in blued steel. What I like about them is that the real wood grips.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Dale Polk's talking about the Colt Anaconda. That ain't bad. And there's Abigail. About time you got here, woman. I'll tell you what. Yeah, that is a new Vaquero. Absolutely. The old models and the new models are different breeds, different animals.
And they're both super accurate. Jamie shot my new Vaquero, and he had a hell of a grip going on with it.
Yeah, but I can't shoot a double, one of those semi-auto guns for.
That's because you're a revolver guy, man. You're like me. You like revolvers.
Yeah,
Revolvers are where it's at.
Six-shooter Texans got an interesting question, Gene. What type of guns are needed for USPSA?
Whatever you've got, but it does have to be chambered in 9mm, 40, 10mm, 38, 357. You can use 30 super carry now, I think. I think that's permissible. You can bring a 44 mag if you want to shoot a revolver in 44 mag. You know, you can bring a 45 Colt. Run what you brung. The thing is having the appropriate gear for it for the event. Just like Jamie's cowboy shooting, you have to have this style holster, these style mag, these kinds of mag pouches. But you can bring your daily carry. Let's say you carry a CZP-10C. That's your daily carry. If you've got an outer waistband holster for it, 3 magazines, mag pouches, even your concealed carries, your outer waistband concealed carry stuff. Bring it. That's all you need to shoot the event. You don't need an $8,000 race gun. You don't need a $2,000 CZ Shadow. You don't need that stuff. Yeah, but that's all personal preference.
But you got to be like a really good shot though, and like hardly ever miss though, right?
No, you
Exactly.
you will learn through doing it. Doing it will make you a more proficient shooter.
I
Because
think most people think that though, don't you? Maybe like I'm
yeah,
not very good, and
well, I'm not good enough to go do that. Well, at one time I wasn't either, but I went ahead and bit the bullet and went out and tried it. I looked up the rules. I looked at my stuff, that what I had. My first IDPA match, I had a Canic TP9 SF. I had my outer waistband concealed carry holster. I bought a dual mag pouch off of eBay, and I showed up with my gun, my ammo, my magazines, and said, "Let's do this. Show me how."
So Papa's Place has a question, and we'll get a little bit back on topic. What is a decent single action army type that doesn't cost an arm and a leg? And I saw Gene said, I'm talking. Walter said the Taylors and so forth, and Walter has an appointment, and we've already held him overtime. So we want to let Walter say his good evenings. And
All right, I'll be quick about this. What's going on is my nephew's daughter's graduating high school, and the only way I can see it, they were limited on how many they could invite to the ceremonies for space. Is I got to watch it on live stream, so that's going to take up all my bandwidth. So I'm going to do that. Plus, I'd get killed if I didn't watch her graduate. Anyway, so I'm going to go do that, and standard procedure coming up on my YouTube and Rumble channels. We're doing some casting over on Rumble now and getting that going up again. So, and got a couple more issues of the 45 ACP series still yet to come. So that's what's going on there. Great to be here tonight, as always. I always appreciate seeing everybody over here on the side chat, and it makes me feel good that all you folks come out to listen to all of this nonsense that we put forth over here for you. It's good to see each and every one of you, and I thank you, Jamie, for the invitation to be here, and good to see all of the folks here too. So
glad to
we'll
have
catch
you,
you.
Walter. If you get done in time, come back.
I might be done in time. I don't know how long this is going to take. So if I'm done in time, I'll be back. So good evening, everybody. If I don't see you again till later.
See you, Walter.
Good night, Walter.
Walter.
Matt Waller.
So
That sounds like a dang good idea to be
Now,
able to watch the graduation live and not have to go there.
Hey, you probably get better seats.
Oh, definitely.
Vending is cheaper. I mean, it's all around good thing.
Yeah.
Now you can shoot revolver in USPSA, but it does have to be a double action. It cannot be a single action, and that is for safety reasons. You just better bring a lot of moon clips.
or speed loaders or whatever. So
With the speed loaders that you twist. Yeah, you better bring a lot of those because in minor power factor you can use an 8 rounds. In major power factor you're only allowed 6.
So Walter comments about the Cimarron and Taylors. I'm in love with Taylors. But I bought a Pieta today for a good bit less than 500 dinero. So your Rugers are going to cost probably half again that much, and let's see if I can find High Boy's comment. There's no such thing as an old model Vaquero. There are Vaqueros and new model Vaqueros, and you can call it an old model, but it's not terminologically correct. I can't say that word. And then CW had a comment that since Bill Ruger passed away, they Vaqueros have smaller frame. The older was same size as the Blackhawks. NCQ Texan follows that up with a question more on topic. What about power factor, Gene?
Power factors. Power factors are determined by bullet weight and the feet per second of the bullet coming out of the gun. So power factors are minor power factor and major power factor. That's the only two they have. Minor power factor is a minimum of 125. So let's say if you're shooting a 115 grain bullet, you're going to have to be doing over 1100 FPS to meet 125 power factor. Major power factor is 165 and up. So minor power factor can be between 125 and 165, and then major power factor is 165 and up. My 10 millimeter open gun runs major power factor, and I'm only running 980 FPS, but I'm also using a 180 grain bullet. So there's a balance with it. Almost all factory production ammunition will meet minor power factor. Almost all 9 millimeter, all 40, almost all. There's going to be some exceptions, but the majority of it does. The majority of 10 millimeter ammo or 45 will meet major power factor. So if you got a 45 1911 and you got 4 or 5 magazines to carry around with you, you can bring it and shoot it. Just got to learn how to load magazines really quick. Not many rounds.
So Rich B wants to know how many rounds do you need to shoot a match?
Average club match is around 170, 180 rounds on the max side. If you could go to a national match that I'm going to be shooting at, you're going to need 500 rounds.
And Abigail, I've told her practicescore.com, but she wants to know where's the best place to start looking for matches.
Practice Score, PRACTI, Pract-I Score.
Not practice score. Okay.
It's
So
practice score, but it's just spelled different.
Yeah, I got it wrong, Abigail. Forgive me. But you might want to ask around at your local ranges when you're just out shooting.
Yeah, that's one of the best things you can do is go to your local ranges, talk to people that are there, talk to the ROs and all that, and they'll be able to guide you through it. But Practice Score is probably one of the best places to go. And just search your general area. Just do a general search and things will pop up. When I went on Practice Score trying to research cowboy action shooting not here, nothing came up. And just general search on cowboy action shooting not here, all kinds of things came up. So you just got to do a general search. But Practice Score, for the most part, is really good for USPSA, IDPA, and many others.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab a holster and a mag pouch that you can start shooting with, and they're common stuff. So I'll be right back. I want to show it.
As far as the round count goes, for anyone that's out there that's looking to do this and get into this and all that, your average, like Gene was saying, could be a couple hundred. Always take extra. Always have more with you because you never know what's going to happen. And it's always good to have a backup plan in mind. So take extra with you.
How about an extra, pistol case?
Absolutely.
Old Faithful, just something happens, the firing pin breaks or I mean, whatever the case might be. And so do you have a
Absolutely.
backup?
Always take something else with you as well. That's a great point. I had it happen to me in an IDPA. I was shooting and things just weren't going right, and I had my backup pistol with me. Took my backup pistol out, shot it, and it ended up being the ammo was the issue. But it's always good to have a backup pistol.
Yeah, this is a mag pouch that I bought off of eBay years ago. This is what I use. This is my IDPA setup, but you can use this in USPSA too. Just a common dual mag pouch. You'll need 3 magazines with you, so keep one in your pocket. And this holster is compliments of Neptune Concealment, one of my holster sponsors. This is for my Springfield Echelon. Just an outer waistband holster of any style, any brand, doesn't matter. Just don't bring a We the People. You know why. But you need these 2 items, a firearm, 3 magazines, and ammo. This is what you need to start shooting USPSA or any of the other events. If you're doing a semi-automatic pistol. That's it. Oh, and Vanessa Kitty had a question out there. We don't have events for just disabled people. All people are welcome. It doesn't matter if you're on a walker. It doesn't matter if you're on a cane. It doesn't matter if you're in a wheelchair. Come and shoot with us. Find a local event. You will be welcome.
Doesn't matter if you're carrying a high point. Yeah.
You can bring your high point, buddy. You can bring your high point carbine and shoot in PCC.
Yeah.
There's everything is welcome. This is not, no one discriminates on what you bring and shoot. No one makes fun of anybody. Everybody has different budget levels.
Yeah.
My carry optics gun is a Sig Sauer AXG Pro. You see me shooting that in that video. That's the gun I'm shooting. That gun is that's a high dollar gun to buy stock, and I've got it pumped up. You know, with some aftermarket parts, but you don't have to bring that.
Let me stop Gene for a second, because Gene says no one makes fun of anybody. No. People. If you're out there and we know you and you go to a shoot, you're going to get made fun of. We're going to call you out.
Well, in a friendly manner.
Absolutely. It's all going to be in fun and jest, but absolutely we will call you out.
Yeah, Daniel gives me shit every time he shoots with me. But he's the peanut gallery, so I kind of expected that of Daniel.
He's giving you crap in the side chat.
Yeah, I know.
So
yes, we do make fun of some people that shoot Glocks at events, because it always seems like the Glock guy is the one that has the problems with his gun. I can't help it. It's true. It's always the Glock guy, blaming the ammunition for light primer strikes and blaming the ammo for jamming up on him and double feeding, and it's always the ammo.
You know, the only thing, the one thing you can always expect from a Glock owner is excuses. Perfection never runs correctly.
So Kyle is asking regulated pouches. I need more information. Are you talking about mag pouches, Kyle?
I think he was, and that's why I showed this.
Yeah.
Because I think I paid $15 or $20 for this years ago, and I still use it. I still use it for IDPA, and no problem.
I got something somewhere.
I mean, it's got adjustable retention. That screw there in the center. So if you change firearms and the magazine's a little wider or a little skinnier, you can. As long as it's a double stack. This is for double stack mags. You run single stacks, you probably get two mags in each one.
So yeah, man. I think that answers that question. And there was another one I wanted to get to. There's Gizzard Gary. What's up, buddy?
Hi, Gary.
Yeah.
Uh, 6-shooter Texan asked about clothing. 6-shooter, he showed some of his jerseys, and I'm assuming cargo pants would be pretty much the ideal thing.
Yeah, like 911 cargo pants or true spec cargo pants, something like that, with other pockets in them.
And I think Abigail is right. Clothing is
Oh
mandatory.
man, you can't go Winnie the Pooh or Winnie the Pooh.
You do not want to see all those dad bods out there. But it's not a gender biased sport. I shoot with a lot of females who are very, very good competitors. Very good. For the nationals, we always get this one couple that come in from China, and they keep all their firearms in the States, and they come in early, they practice, and then they go to the major events. And when they're done, they store their weapons again and they go back home because they're not allowed to own them there.
Wow.
So I mean, yeah, you get to meet people from all over the world doing it, especially at nationals. You know, last nationals I shot with 2 guys from Jamaica, and then other members of our squad were from oh goodness, Spanish country, whatever, Puerto Rico. They were from Puerto Rico, and there was a whole group of them that came here from Puerto Rico to shoot the nationals, here in the States.
Cool.
Good times.
So, talking of competition, we got KFW out there. And for those of you that don't know, Mr. Revolver Guy, Day at the Range, they have a new target out for this month, and they do one every month. And it's usually Mr. Revolver Guy, but he partnered up with KFW this time. And they have this awesome freaking target. It's called Fish in a Barrel. And if you guys have not seen it, please go check it out. And if you can, jump in and get into the competition because it's really cool. It's all done with rimfire. You can use an air gun if you want to use an air gun or whatever. But jump in. And it's just something simple you can do at home, have some fun, a little bit of competition with some folks, some bragging rights if you're that good. And again, Mr. Revolver Guy does this every month, brings out a new target. This one just happens to be KFW jumped in and partnered with him and make this happen. But it's a pretty dang cool target and cool challenge. So go out there and do some shooting, folks.
Yeah, if you want it, like Scott's would say, get out there and do it. And if you have physical disabilities, find a steel challenge event near you to try out first, where you don't have to move. You do what we call strings, which are you shoot five targets 5 times, and each one is a string. So you'll get a beeper going off, and you shoot those 5 targets. You reload if you need to, or manage your ammo, and then shoot the next 5. Shoot the next string, and you do that for each stage. So you get a lot of rounds in, and you get a lot of practice on how fast you can actually take that firearm from a low ready up and shoot 5 targets. And it's on timer. So you don't have to be speed demon with it. But a lot of people like to start pushing themselves if they start enjoying it, they start pushing themselves. And then it's a personal battle. It's personal. You can have fun with your buddies. Okay. I beat you on that stage, but it's a personal challenge.
Two more quick questions. Rich B says, so in these matches, there aren't different classifications of firearms. Everything is equal. I think there are different.
There's different classifications as far as the gear you're running. What I showed would be considered either production or carry optics if you put a red dot on it. Then you have other divisions too, such as revolver division, pistol caliber carbine division, limited optics, carry optics, production. Production is like just bringing your CZP-10C out with iron sights and magazines, and that's it. In each category, there's different limits of how many rounds you can have. Like in open division, you can, as long as your magazine is no longer than 170 millimeters, which is a long magazine, run it. Bring them.
So, one other question, then it's going to be time for What's Hot Pot Got. Can 6-shooter Texan wear flip flops?
Well, you can, but it's not recommended. If you're doing like steel challenge where you're just standing still, wear your flops, wear your Crocs, go barefoot. If you're stepping on hot brass, that's your problem. But like for the other events you're going to move around with, you definitely want to have some good shoes on that are tied tight.
Most of the ranges that I shoot at with these things, they always say appropriate footwear recommended.
Yeah, that's recommended.
Yeah, I would say that. Okay, so let's do this. Are you ready, Gene?
Yes, sir.
It's time for What's Hot Pot Got.
Hot pot tonight brought in a piece of military 303 British. And this one, see if I can get it to focus in. I'm on. I don't like this camera, Jamie.
It can be aggravating.
It is, man.
Put it between your fingers so your hand is flat against the camera. That won't work. It's too close. Looks like it's got nothing on the rim.
It does. I'll tell you what it says.
Cover the camera with your hand completely because it's focused on your face. Then slide the bullet in.
Slide it in, slide it in.
Back up a little bit.
Yeah, back up a little bit.
No, not going to do it.
Not going to focus. My goodness.
I'm not going to. It normally does. This is called, it's an RAL 1944 G2, which is a military 303 British. It is Berdan primed. It has 2 holes in there. Can't see the holes because the tube too long. But I found this come through the machine. I thought, man, that's a 303. So I stuck it to the side. And later on, I started looking at it. I was like, well, hold on now. That's a piece of military. And they're all stamped as what year they're made. And this one is a 1944. So a little bit of history on this military 303 British. The 303 began life as far back as 1889 and was introduced and used in the Lee Metford rifle. Since then, it has gone under a number of changes with a wide variety of bullet types and is still produced today. It was the main cartridge used by the British Army until it was finally replaced in the 1950s by the 7.62 by 51 NATO cartridge. The official name for the cartridge is the 303 British or the 7.7 by 56R. They did use different colors of varnish around the primer to determine how the cartridge was loaded to help identify it. There's also a ring around the primer cap itself that also determines on what it was loaded to. They did different for the loads. They did different colors for them. They did a purple, red, green, blue, black, yellow, orange, and clear, which was a blank. They also did the different tip colors with the actual projectile itself later on to more easily identify it during firing, because each of those colors signified something different. The purple was a ball ammo, the red was a tracer, green armor piercing, blue incendiary, black explosive or observational, yellow proof and standard, orange some explosive rounds, and like I said, the clear was blank. Too bad my camera won't focus in on that. Spent all that money on that camera, and it ain't doing its job tonight. But I thought that was really interesting. So those 303 British connoisseurs out there, there's something from 1944 from World War II military.
Thanks, Gene. That's
Cool.
impressive. And KFW really likes his 303, but he's a milsurp nut. I appreciate him. I don't have near as many as I want, but 303 is one I need to add.
My ex-wife's dad, when we went down to his place in the hollers in Kentucky to see him, he pulled out a 303 British milsurp rifle. Life of me, I did not write down what it was, but he told me all about it, how it came back from a war and all this stuff, and he had it all these years, and took it out. We shot it, and he said, "I'll tell you what, the next time you come down and see me, you take it home with you." And she divorced me.
I just went down the driveway and turned around, come back.
I thought about it.
I'm ready for that gun.
I'm here again. I said, "Where you find the ammo for this?" He said, "Oh, little store down the road got some ammo." So they still sell it in that little store? "Oh yeah, man. We all shoot these 303s around here."
Yeah, they were pretty popular back in the 50s and 60s. So Kyle's asking, is that a tapered case under the shoulder? I think it is.
Yes.
And Bama Dad asked, is it just me, or does it seem weird there's an international standard for military ammunition? I thought when you were going through those colors and what they meant, I thought that seems to be pretty international. And
Yeah. I mean, there's standards for everything now.
I've got my eye on a Savage 99 in a local shop that's in 303, and I thought it was 303 British, but
303 Savage.
Yeah, 303 Savage, and they're different.
Yeah, oh, a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, it's close looking to a 30-30, but they're a little heavier bullet.
I would really, really like to have it. It's a nice gun, and it's in real good shape, but I'm just not sure about ammunition.
Well, and that comes back to what we do right here.
Yep.
We reload, and when you get into those calibers that are hard to find calibers, tough to find calibers, and so on and so forth, that's where it comes back to. It comes back to you got to be a reloader.
Yep. Well, I could cast bullets for it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find brass. That's my problem.
Hello, Dave.
Well, in that aspect, usually what we end up doing is finding something that is close to it and then cutting it down.
Yeah, I might be able to make it out of something else, but we'll see.
so Tommy Boy's got some good points out here. Let's show those. They're supposed to be marked. They're cordite or ball powder. Cordite is erosive. It eats a metal bad because the flame temperature is way higher than ball. And then he adds to that, they also mark the gun the guns if it was used with cordite or ball powder. They're not supposed to use cordite in a gun that shot ball powder. But in the heat of battle, I would say that goes out the window. And then we got KFW said he's got two 303s. Number 5 kicks like a mule, and Dave's got one. 6-shooter Texan's got an Enfield Mark IV, and Thorzak's got a number 4 Mark II. KFW's got the number 4 and the number 5. And yeah, I'd assume 48.95 or 41.98 would work. Either one would work okay in that. That ain't a lie. Any of you guys with milsurp, if you get with any milsurp rifles, if you get yourself a hold of some of that old surplus ammo, when you get that gun home, you need to clean it like you've been shooting black powder in it. You really clean that stuff out good. Which reminds me, I need to get my Finish M39 out and give it a good cleaning. I need to do some work on that gun. I need to get that bolt going real good, and I need to get it cocks on open, so it's kind of difficult to raise up, and it'll make you think you've got a high pressure round when you really don't, because it's so hard to move. So Thorzak's saying Winchester 760 or H414. And H4131. Yeah, that can happen with some with those milsurps. Some of them you buy that were re-arsenaled after they use them in the war, and they got like brand new barrels in them. And some of them are just toast. And I think you find one or the other. I don't think you find too many middle of the road ones. Yeah, man. Lots of good stuff for you reloaders out there with milsurps. We got to do a show on that one of these nights.
If you're gonna do that, we need to have Milsurp Mike on.
Yeah, and KFW too.
Yep, absolutely.
Milsurp Duo too.
Yeah, we can once we if you want to figure something out as far as kind of a date in mind, we can always reach out to Milsurp Mike and have him reach out to some of his buddies too, Milsurp Duo and a couple others, and try and get a good group on.
Yeah, I got Nick's and stuff.
Then we'll run out of room for me and you, man. I don't know what just happened.
CW left
and came back. He flashed. Now his avatar's gone.
That's strange.
Yeah, mine went away when I stepped out a little bit ago. I didn't see it on my frozen screen, but it was there when I came back.
Good to know, Tommy boy.
Yeah, that's good.
Willie Marino, his 303 loves Varget. Everybody says that. Varget shoots really good in a lot of stuff.
Varget
So-
powder is like a common handgun, you know. It runs good in just about everything. But man, the prices on it have really went up now.
My 6mm didn't like it.
You know, that's one I think I've never tried, but I've tried the Shooter's World relative equivalent and their precision rifle. They say that that's pretty close to Varget. There's even a
You know, we got some of that in at the shop, Jamie, the week before last, and it wasn't there half a day. And
Shooter's
we got in, I know at least a dozen 8-pounders, and I think 41 pounders of that Shooter's World, and it was gone. As soon as he listed it, it went out the door.
I don't doubt it.
And one guy bought the 41 pounders.
Well, that's nice for everybody else that might have been wanting some, huh?
I wouldn't do that. I'd never clear something out like that, man. Back in the day, if there was, 4 boxes of primer sitting there, I'd take 2 of them.
You're buying 41 pounders. You're reselling it.
Yeah. Yeah. And man, I hate it when people, most usually people do that for financial gain on a lot of that stuff. And it kind of aggravates me because you got like just somebody out there that, I'm not just talking about the powder, but whatever the case might be, that, they might not have any or running really low on something. I don't care if you're talking about hot dogs, and, I just can't do that myself personally.
Well, and look at it like this, man. You're someone that's getting into the reloading game yourself, and when you're getting into it, and then you have people out there doing stuff like that and raping people. They're literally raping people. They're buying up everything and reselling it, making a profit, and literally raping people.
He's at a gun show or he's on Gun Broker or something like that, no doubt.
Right.
You just don't buy 41-pound bottles of powder.
Right.
Especially when there's 10 pounders and 4 and 8 pounders there. You just.
It's sad when you have people like Mike and many others out there trying to get into the game of doing this, and you got people out there that are willing to do that and just make a profit off it.
Well, what I would like to think happened is what happened with me right after the pandemic hit. A friend of ours at the club, he had a few flats of small rifle primers. And he was going around and selling them to other club members for what he paid because they were so hard you couldn't get them. And I ended up with 10,000 of them. So I'd like to think that somebody did good like that. There's the other side of it too. All right. There's always the negative side, but I'd like to think more on the positive side that he's in a shooting club with a bunch of buddies. They love the powder. He caught the deal, and he's going to pass it along.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
I've been a part of a deal like that. So I paid $30 1,000 for small rifle primers. Just because he wanted to pass along what he had to make sure everyone else had too.
Well, and so I just want to, when we were talking about this, something just popped up in my head during the COVID deal. The 2 brothers that was buying up, they weren't buying it all, but they're buying a bunch of hand sanitizer, and like the government was going to put them in jail. Said, you can't buy a bunch of this up. People need it, and that's just hand sanitizer, So I guess it depends on what it is, they weren't buying all of it; they were just buying a bunch of it. And
they did that because everything was government generated during that time period. All the restrictions, so they were just putting their big daddy thumb down on everybody for hand sanitizer or anything else. Then they threatened to
why
sue
is
those
that any different than somebody buying powder or primer or what, or I mean, whatever the case might be. I mean, we can just talk about hot dogs, They go up and buy all the hot dogs up, and so it's just, it's hard for me to even think about doing that to other people, I guess. But anyway.
So Rich B is asking about prices for single action army clones and Uberti or Pieta. Have y'all seen the shorts of the guy that's shooting 3 and 4 shots out of one of those in like less than a second? I think his name is dang.
Tuco the Rat?
Yes.
Yeah.
He did a video comparing the Ubertis and the Pietas, and Rich B's interested in buying one, so I told him to watch that video, and I sent him a link out there. So if any of you guys are interested, we'd appreciate it if you waited till after the show to watch that video. But yeah, if you're interested in a Uberti or a Pieta or any single action Army clone, you can take a look at that video and see what he has to say for him, because he certainly does things with a single action Army clone that they are not designed to do. So,
yeah, and he may have modified those internals.
Totally.
Yeah.
And he admits it. And,
yeah.
And the first one he shows is his Uberti, and he really likes it. But I found it interesting later in the video what he said about the Pietas.
I've got a Pieta, and I love mine.
So, 6-shooter Texan, if you buy those Taylors that are Taylor tuned, which I'm sure yours are, doing what you're doing with them, they're not off the stock Ubertis anymore.
Just like everything, Jamie, if you're going to shoot competitively, you might want to, you can run stock gear, but when you really want to start stepping up your game for your personal level, that's when you start putting money into the game. My carry optics gun, 1,200. It was 1,200 beans out of the store, and I've probably got another 4 or 5 in it with slicking it up. Fully adjustable trigger, different striker, different extractor, grips.
The 6-shooter, you got skills, brother. You can do that. He tuned his himself. And he probably done better than Taylor's going to do in their shop. Because he cares, they're his. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, that's on my would like to be able to do list someday.
Single action's a good one to learn on. They're pretty simple.
Yeah.
They're pretty simple. As long as you don't start with a file anywhere, you just smooths things up. You don't remove material, you just smooth it.
Stones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Stones
files.
or polish. Felt wheels, Dremel and felt wheels,
there's DJ Play Nice. Good to
DJ.
see you, brother.
Hey, DJ. Rock, baby.
Willie Marino. 6-shooter Texan, that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. Where do you get those short stroke kits? I got that new Ruger made Marlin, and I've got a Rossi 92 that I'd like both of them have short stroke kits in. I'll have to call you this weekend, man. I've been meaning to, and I get busy. I mean, man, y'all got to understand when you live in the South, you're cutting grass a lot. I mean,
Right here too, man. Right here too.
what I'm telling y'all is you can go cut your grass Saturday morning and it'd be immaculate, smooth, manicured like a golf course.
By
It can
Monday morning, you got to do it all over.
it can come a rain and then the sun come out and you can stick a ruler in the ground and put a time lapse camera right there and you can see it. It'll grow an inch in 2 days at least.
I think dandelions can grow an inch an hour.
Sometimes. And what are
It just
those
seems
little?
that way, Billy.
No, he ain't kidding, Gene. It really does.
I literally mowed in the morning and had dandelions pop up that evening.
It's nuts, man. Out here, if it rains, literally, and I'm not kidding, when it rains out here, within a few hours of it raining, you'll be able to see it. You can literally walk out and see it's growing an inch or 2 inches. It's insane, absolutely freaking insane. It's so hard to keep up with.
So there's a good one, Tommy boy. That's a good one. Duffer 426. Asphalt your yard. No, then it'd be terribly hot. Ricky Bears, his grew 3.5 feet in under a month. Look at 6 Shooter. Got all of these links out here, man. What about Dixie Gun Works? Do they just sell like black powder stuff? I'm wondering. That's exactly right, KFW.
I don't know. I don't really want to know how long it takes you to do that because I know how long it takes me to mow the small amount I have, and it's a long freaking time.
Yeah. Okay, so we're overdue for our verse of the week. Are y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Fire away, brother.
Okay. So y'all remember we've been going through Matthew chapter 5, 6, and 7, the Sermon on the Mount. And we're all the way up to chapter 6 and verse 28. And remember last week we talked about the birds of the air that neither sow nor reap or gather into barns. So we're just expanding on the same thought. What we left you with last week was which of you by worry can add 1 cubit to its stature? And we talked about what that really is saying. So now we're starting in verse 28. And Jesus is still talking here. So he says, So why do you worry about clothing? Consider the lily of the fields, how they grow. They neither toil nor spin. And yet, verse 29, and yet I say to you that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. And now if God so clothes the grass of the field, which today is and tomorrow is thrown into the oven, will he not much more clothe you, O you of little faith? So, again, the whole thing about the Sermon on the Mount is basically Jesus is translating the letter of the law to the spirit of the law, which the religious establishment in Jerusalem or in Israel at that time had just truly messed up. And there's not a whole lot to add to this because of the previous thoughts that we've covered. But basically, God takes care of the grass of the field, so He'll certainly take care of us. And we just want to be confident in His power and care and know that He loves us and that He's going to take care of us. Not to say that when we talk about the birds, they don't sow or gather in the barns, but they're not sitting around with their mouth open, waiting for God to throw a worm or whatever, or a bug or whatever into their mouth. They're out there searching for something to eat. The moms and the dads are taking care of the babies. And we do our part. God's certainly going to do His part. And we have a pretty interesting uh, bit of commentary from Charles Spurgeon, if y'all know who he is. And he writes about this verse, about where it says, "Oh, you of little faith. Little faith is not a little fault, for it greatly wrongs the Lord, and sadly grieves the fretful mind. To think the Lord who clothes the lilies will leave His own children naked is shameful. Oh, little faith, learn better manners." And that's Charles Spurgeon's comment on that verse. And that's about all we got for tonight, because we're repeating the same themes over and over. But I really like Charles Spurgeon's take on that particular verse. So basically, all we're saying is do your work, trust God, and He's going to take care of you. Any comments?
Well, I mean, the good Lord, He cares about all of His people, children, and all that. And so He knows that there's a lot of people out there that would not like to see a lot of us naked. That could be like bring nightmares. So, of course, He's going to clothe us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, it really just touches, I think a lot on what we said last week. And you covered it really good this last week and this week, about worry and fret, for just basically your essentials, and not just sitting on your backside and waiting for them to come to you.
Yeah, and I think we need to also talk a minute, just a second, Hillbilly, about the levity of Jesus, referring to the grass and the lilies of the field, comparing that with Solomon, who they considered to be one of the great world leaders of his time, and he was definitely the head of Israel when Israel was that world power, when they were at their greatest uh, level in history. And so I want to say hey to R4 Mississippi Thunder. Welcome in, buddy. And Lorzak's got a good comment as always. Absolutely, Dave. All right, so that's our verse of the week. Thank y'all for indulging me, and that means a lot to me to do that. And I appreciate y'all for listening to me. Any other comments about the verse of the week?
This one was a good one because well, they're all meaningful, but it's a little harder. At least it was for me to really understand and get a grasp of the old terminology of things. Sometimes you get it thrown at you so much that you hear a little bit of it, or you read a little bit of it, and you can follow, or you can follow based on the context of everything else you've read. But when you pull it out into a little piece, like it was last week we did the previous one, so you kind of forget the context of where and what we're talking about with things. So this one was a little harder to understand at face value, based on the words. So it was a good one to have and explain.
Yeah, it would be nice to be able to take the whole section in context. And
Well, I think I think that's one of the biggest things when it comes to scripture in general is it's all taken in context and trying to get the point across is always going to be a tough situation because people are always going to take it differently. So you have that whole kind of border of one's going to think this way, one's going to think that way.
Yeah, and I'd like to encourage people, if you don't know, not read about King Solomon. I mean, you can do a Google search on that, even you know. But Jesus used his name in this, and you know, if you read a little bit about him, you'll kind of. I think it'll kind of help bring a few things together. If you might have some questions.
Yeah, Solomon has some great writings. You should read some of his writings. Yeah, we ain't seen you in a while, G23. Good to know you're doing well, brother. KFW, we're God's highest creation. So if he cares about the grass, how much more does he care about us?
Exactly.
He cares. The Bible says that the angels see us and marvel that we actually believe in a God who we can't see. And that's faith. And what KFW said earlier about worry is a lack of faith, and that's why Jesus turns around and the next words out of his mouth, "Oh, you of little faith," as he's addressing worry in these 5 or 6 verses that we've studied the last 2 or 3 weeks. So that's pretty cool, pretty nice. Thanks, guys. So yeah. So what are we going to talk about next week? We did USPSA tonight. What do y'all want to talk about next week?
Bullseye. We want CW to give his account and his knowledge of bullseye shooting.
Yeah, and if you ever want to cover the shotguns, let me know about that too.
Oh yeah, we already talked about you, Hillbilly.
We already talked about doing that. I talked to you today about it. And Gene's foaming at the mouth there.
Yeah.
Well, if we do bullseye next week, we're going to have to do something else with it because I don't think it's going to be a full show type of a. It's pretty small. It's been around, but it's pretty small. And
There's so much that goes into that, CW.
There is.
The ammunition, firearms, I mean, stances, targets, distances, clubs, formats.
I've been doing it for over 40 years.
Well, now you're gonna have to break it down into how you do it, why you do it.
Well, one thing we could probably bring up too, CW, you did an excellent video going across different issues of pressure and what potentially is pressure or not pressure. And that's a whole subject in itself. So we could also throw that in the mix too and talk about that because, you know, everyone always looks at the primers, but primer is not always your number one indicator.
Yeah, primers is the worst indicator. It always shows pressure, but it's not relative.
So there's so many other factors. There's the brass itself. There's so many different things happening in that moment, and you made an excellent video. Brought up lots of good points in that video, and if you guys haven't seen that, make sure you go over. I know he puts out a lot of videos, but please go check that one out, because honestly, you need to understand that the pressures vary in so many aspects. It's not just looking at a primer and trying to figure out if the primer's flat or not.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, pressure's the only reason that bullet comes out the end of that gun.
Yeah, but I think he's talking more about that clock ticking. And in the back of your mind, as you're going through these stages, you know that clock is ticking.
Yeah.
Different kind of pressure.
Yeah.
Billy Joel sang about it once.
Billy Joel, you wouldn't have had a good album without that pressure.
You know, he's been playing regular concerts at Madison Square Garden for like eons.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like every 6 weeks or so, maybe every month, maybe once a quarter. I don't know. So, 76 High Boy says Pietas just seem so cheap. You know, I kind of did too, and I got one in my hand today, and I wound up coming home from the gun shop with it.
You know, a lot of people think that because they're not thousands of dollars. It's kind of like a High Point, okay? It's doesn't look that pretty, but they run. They work. They work and they work and they work.
I mean, that's how most of us got our wives. We don't look very pretty, but we work.
Thor's axe. I guess he doesn't want to join us to talk about Bullseye. The invitation's out there, Dave. G23. I understand that my grandmother was Seventh-day Adventist, so it probably could be, Dave. So there's y'all verse to look up and take home with you. 1 Thessalonians 3, 9 through 13 from yeah, High Boy, the one I bought today's got walnut grips on it, just like the Ubertis. And they fit nice too, man. I was really shocked. I really didn't even look at that while I was in the store. But I guess I need to do a video on those two pistols. I need to do a video, period. At this point, any video that I put, I will, High Boy. All right, so we need to start going through the room. We got to clear the deck for Gizzard Gary because he's back in town and back in business tonight. So we'll, and High Boys, well, Walter is not here, so he'll be able to go first so he can go over there and help Gary push buttons and stuff.
Oh, man. First of all, I just want to say thanks for having me on. Thank you guys so much for doing Georgia Shooting Connection. I mean, what a great way to start off the weekend. Man, it's just, I look forward to it every weekend. And, you know, it's just so much fun being here with everybody. See what I got coming up. I just released a video today, a full video on my first shots with the BCA Bear Creek Arsenal 201-22 long rifle bull barrel, and it takes the 1022 rotary mags and all that stuff. And so anyway, I'll be doing some more videos on that. We just basically just kind of, just starting off with it and seeing how it runs and stuff like that. And then tomorrow night we got Guns Bearing Therapy. 9 o'clock Saturday evening, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. Sorry, 10 o'clock Eastern. So if you guys ain't doing nothing, come by and see us. We try to have a good time on there. Anyway, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it, everybody.
Well, thanks for being here, brother. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Forward to seeing you every week.
Always. Who wants to go next? Mark Thomas, you want to go next?
Yep, sure. I'm up there. I don't have a whole lot planned, but suddenly find myself with a bunch of new time. Thank goodness today was the end of school. We're out on summer vacation, and I'll be able to make trips to the range when I want to. So I got a couple things, a couple of 45 Colt videos I want to film. I did get a new muzzleloader that nobody knows about. Kind of just kept that one in the background. So we'll be making a few trips there, and a couple of things going up the summer, just things that my son and I were doing together, airsoft games. Just we're planning on keeping ourselves plenty busy. Going to be a good time. Thanks for having me. Beautiful flight side chat over there, keeping rolling right along. So, good night, everybody. Thank you for having me. Been a good time.
Thanks, Mark. We appreciate you. And Hillbilly Thorzak says you really need to start reloading, dude.
Yeah, I do. Definitely plan on that. I had a good buddy send me a text this week. I was really excited about it, and I was talking to Jamie. I told him about it, and Jamie's like, "Yeah, I already know." That's just like popping somebody's balloon, I was all excited, and he's like, "Yeah, I know all about it." So, yeah, hopefully, that's gonna happen this summer. So.
Dave, I'll talk to you tomorrow, brother. I will. So, Hot Pot, you want to go next?
Sure thing. Man, it's good to be back tonight. Really felt good doing What's Hot Pot Got again. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Love all my brothers and my sisters out there. But, man, let's see. I got to work tomorrow. I got to shoot Sunday. So I might get some video from that and put that up. I've got a review to do for one of my channel sponsor contributor product people for their Amazon page, and specifically for their Amazon. And they seem to like the way I'm formatting my stuff, and they want to dedicate one of my videos for their Amazon. So that's a small thing, but it means a lot to me. It really does. It's nice to be asked to do something like that for a big company. So that feels good.
Yeah.
And it's for CB Life.
Yeah.
And they sell a lot of good products. A lot of good products.
Yeah, people shouldn't turn their nose up at CV Life and Monster and some of those. There's some good products out there for a really fair price, buddy. They are.
I've got 3 fabulous scopes from them. I've got a shooting bag that is wonderful. It's made well. It's versatile. They've got a lot of good products out there. So I would highly suggest jumping over and checking out CB Life. Very, very good company. They've been very good to me in products and requests. And I try to fulfill everything they ask of me to the best of my ability. But with that being said, thanks for having me on. I greatly appreciate you. And always remember to keep blowing the smoke.
We appreciate you, Gene. We really do. tonight, especially, man. You carried us, brother. Thank you for all your information on USPSA.
It's my humble pleasure, brother.
Great, great. Scotsman, what you got working on?
Well, we have brand new fucking internet, so there's that, and with that comes hopefully videos, folks. I can hopefully start uploading some videos and doing some stuff. I hope to start getting some stuff over on the other channel. If you guys are not subscribed to my other channel, please jump over there. Pop Goes the Weasel. It is my dedication to Mr. Holster, and I plan on trying to do a weekly video over there. The only reason I haven't been doing that weekly video is because of my internet issues. So hopefully now everything is fixed and can start doing that. So jump over there if you guys are not subscribed to that channel, and we'll see you guys over there. Always appreciate being here, being a part of this. Georgia's got a huge place in my heart, and it's always a pleasure to be here with my brother Jamie and CW and everyone else. And so thank you. Guys, get up and shoot. Have fun. That's what it's all about, you know.
Absolutely.
Have fun.
Man, I think I'm as excited about that new internet as you are, brother. That thing is awesome tonight, man. It just looks as clear as a bell, and the sound is awesome, and we don't have to watch Scotsman's
Spinning circles.
Yeah, all that. The avatar, and cutting your video off does help, but man, that's awesome, and we're proud you got it. And we appreciate you more than you know.
Yes, and I tried to find that. Real quick to find your channel link, and I can't find it. So can you put it out there, buddy?
Yeah,
I'm subscribed to it, but when I searched it, I can't get it. A bunch of other stuff come up. So
yeah, give me 1 second, and I'll throw it out there.
I'm gonna share it to everybody.
All right, CW, what you working on, man? You're always working on something.
I'm still doing a video a day. I got them posted through the end of the month. So if you're not watching, you got a lot of catching up to do. It's been going on for a couple of months now. I was talking to Jason just the other day. I did 3 yesterday. 3 videos.
I watched your 22 video today.
Yeah, that was a good one. That rifle I'm having so much fun with. It's a really, really fun shooter. And that's got
amazing.
a CB Life bipod on it.
It's amazing the different ammo and the different groupings.
Yeah. Tomorrow I'm going fishing again. I went fishing last Saturday and we didn't get a thing, not a single thing, not nothing. Totally skunked. But it was still a beautiful day on the water. We had a really good time. We were out there from about 7 o'clock in the morning. I think we left the water about 3 in the afternoon. So it was a nice full day on the water. Beautiful, beautiful day. And we'll be out there again tomorrow. And on Sunday, I'm supposed to go to a sporting clays shoot. And I'm going to take my my little 28 side-by-side. So that ought to be fun.
Nice.
I'm going to try and get a video out of that. But we'll see because I'm going alone. So we'll see who I team up with, pair up with. Usually we get in a group. We don't like to. They don't like to send out single or double people. They like 5 or 6 people together. So I'll see who I team up with. I get somebody to video me. Get something. So that's gonna be fun. And I've got more videos. I got more ammo loaded. I got more things to show and talk about, and so never ending subjects.
Word of advice: if you end up shooting a rabbit while you're doing the sporting clay, don't bring that home and try to cook it. They don't taste very good.
I've tried boiling those things. I've tried steaming them. They just don't. I made clay once, but didn't taste too good.
All right. Well, thank all y'all guys for being on the panel tonight. Thank all you guys in the side chat for watching. Chad Kelly popped in here right at the end, and somebody else. Anyway, great to see Chad out there. Good to see G23. Catch up with him a little bit, and I'll be calling Dave sometime this weekend. And I need to call Six Shooter Texan over the weekend too. I got to make myself do this. Oh, Ocean, that's right. Ocean 374 is out there, so good to see him as well. I hope you're feeling much better, Julio. We care about you and we miss you, buddy. Well, with all that being said, I reckon we're done. So, Lord willing, we'll see y'all next Friday night at 8 o'clock. We hope I hope he blesses you all real good. And until then, we'll see you next time. Say goodnight, y'all.
Good night.